Like,
welcome back to my live, guys. Thank you so much for stopping in. I am your diva chef Walker-Barrett. Today's dinner is all about the Mediterranean meets the Middle East, and so we're going to be starting with dessert. But before we go on to our dessert, I just want to welcome you. If you're stopping in for the first time, I want to take this time out to say welcome. Also, I'm asking you to share the live, let somebody know that Chef Walker-Barrett is on. So let us go into making our dessert. Today's dessert is called a baklava. It's a Middle Eastern dessert. It is made simply by using a pastry that is called a phyllo pastry or phyllo dough. This is something you can buy in the supermarket. This is what it looks like. So it comes in a little package, and this is what the package looks like. There are different brands, but this one works nice. And this is what the pastry itself looks like. All right, so a phyllo dough is the pastry that we use to make the baklava.
Cheryl Jenkins, hi.
Hi, Cheryl. And of course, a baklava is a dessert that is beloved by the Middle Eastern people. It's made traditionally with pistachio nuts, lots of butter because there's no butter in the pastry, and then it is finished with a syrup that is made with honey and citrus. So
good afternoon.
I'm going to show you how that is done.
Good afternoon, Auntie Simone. Kadira here.
Hi, Kadiro. Thank you for stopping in.
Latoya Roof, good evening, chef and family.
Hi, Latoya.
Andreen Spence, hello.
Hi, Andreen. Okay,
Latoya,
guys,
Roof, can't wait to see the dessert.
All right, Latoya, so this is the dessert. So I hope you guys can see. So I'm using a rectangular pan for my baklava. What I like to do is to shape the pastry dough using the bottom of the pan. And so I'm just going to put it on my dough, just like this. And then I'm just going to use a knife and just mark out the dough like that. All right? Very, 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 very simple. This dessert has many, 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 many layers, and it's very delicate. All right, so here goes. So this is what we're going to do in our pan. We're putting in our pastry.
Fancy your pan.
Fancy my pan.
Patricia Brown, good evening, family.
Hi, sis, welcome. All right, let me get the pan into the middle. All right, can you see the pan?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so our first layer of dough is in, and then we are going to brush it with a little bit of butter, melted butter. Okay, you don't want to use margarine for this. You want to use good butter to add some flavor. All right, so one more layer is going in here. And then as we layer, we just add a little bit of butter, just like that. Now the baklava, if you like nuts and that crunchiness of pastry, you absolutely love it. If you like that taste of honey and citrus, you'd like this. So this can be done as a large dessert. This is how it is traditionally done, one big dessert. But you can make it in individual dessert. This is what the phyllo pastry looks like. You see, it almost looks like a spring roll wrapper. It is very, very, very delicate. All right, so you have to be patient and gentle with it.
Bless and highly favored Sue says hi.
Hi, Sue.
Along with order to cook JE.
Hi, Order to Cook JA. Welcome, guys.
Sherry
Thank you for
Jenkins.
stopping in.
I've never seen that door in the supermarket.
Yes, Cheryl, it is in the supermarket. It is in supermarkets like General Foods and Sovereign and La Shushan. It's in the freezer section, so that's where you have to look for it. I always find it at General Foods, so I don't bother to go anywhere else. And if you're in like Kingston 8, it is at this supermarket in Manning's Hill. What's that supermarket called? Is it Family Pride? Yes.
Louise Herman Jackson Walker, what are you cooking this evening?
Hello, my mother. I'm making dessert right now. So we're focusing on the dessert first. This dessert is called a baklava. It is a Middle Eastern dessert, and you know, I always have to respect the food of different culture. So I want to do it as traditional as possible. I want to do it as close or as exact as how you would have gotten it if you were in the Middle East and getting this dessert. So it is made with pastry, and the pastry is called a phyllo pastry. This is what it looks like. This is a pastry that you can make. It's just dough. It is just flour, water, and salt that is rolled paper thin. However, I prefer to buy it because it takes a little while to roll this thin.
Sewell's Kitchen. Hi, sister. What's for dinner?
Hey, sis. So we're making a dessert right now. Our dessert is called a baklava. It is a Middle Eastern dessert. It's made with lots of nuts.
Chef Jason Daly. Body Chef. Greeting, miss.
Hey, Jason. Thanks for stopping in.
King says hi, along with CRC.
Hi, King. Hi, CRC.
Frost V. Good evening, all. Am I too late? Also, why isn't peppered steak actually peppery?
Oh, so there are different types of pepper. So peppered steak can be peppery. So peppered steak done the French way is actually peppery. The steak is crusted with crushed peppered corn, and so you get that subtle peppery flavor. Or it can be done with sweet peppers, like I'm going to be doing this evening. Sweet peppers are not spicy because the heat from pepper is measured on a little scale that measure the heat power of the seed, and so sweet pepper is all the way down there. It's not peppery, but if you want it peppery, you can add Scotch bonnet to make it real peppery.
Kedira is applause. Hi, sis and family. I'm just joining. Tanya.
Hi, Tanya. Welcome.
Sorry.
Latoya Roof, is that unsalted butter?
It doesn't matter, Latoya, like salted butter, unsalted butter. To be honest, I don't even know which one this is because I didn't even look. But the saltiness in butter is not enough to make the product that you're using it to make taste salty. So I always still add salt.
Carrie K. Happy Sunday, everyone.
Happy Sunday, Carrie K. All right, guys, so we are almost finished with our first layer, and I cheat a little bit. I didn't put butter in between some of the layers. That's all right. And the butter helps everything to stay together, and the butter adds some flavor. So now that we have our first layer down, this is our nuts. Now, traditionally, they would have used pistachio nuts. Now, pistachio is that green nut. Some parts of the Middle East, I've seen them use almond and walnut like I'm using here. So this is what I am using today. No pistachio. I don't really like the pistachios that we get here. They're almost always stale. So I am using some walnuts and almond. And what I did was to just chop this in 3 different size. One is coarse, one is very fine, and one is medium. And all you do is just pour the nuts onto the pastry, just like this.
Daniel Brown looks good. Good evening.
Hey, Danielle.
First B, I think I like the French way. The flavor from sweet pepper is nice too. I learned something new today.
Yes, the French way is very nice. That peppercorn vibe that it brings, you would love it. So we're going to put on our other layer, our final layer. And what I'm doing, I'm actually adding 16 dough sheets per layer. And what's going to happen is that when we bake this, it's going to be nice and flaky looking.
Karen says good evening.
Hi Karen, good evening.
Impressive 85, hi chef and family.
Hi Impressive 85. So take your time, no rush. This is, to me, once you understand the concept, this is really a store-bought, semi-store-bought dessert. You buy the phyllo dough, you buy your favorite nuts, pistachio traditionally, or you can use a combination of nuts and you layer it with the pastry dough. And then we bake it. So I have my oven preheated. It's at 180 degrees Celsius. We're gonna bake this. Since it's a pastry, we're gonna be baking it. I'm gonna increase the temp on the oven and I'm gonna bake it at about 200 degrees Celsius, since this oven that I'm using today is in Celsius. If your oven is in Fahrenheit, that would be about 375, somewhere there.
Shanara says hi miss.
Hi Shanara. All right guys, and we are almost there. So don't worry if a couple of the layers break up because they dry out easily. So I'm just gonna take my knife to it and I'm gonna cut the dough. Try not to cut your countertop. And we're gonna keep layering.
Shamar Silvera, blessed good evening, chef and family.
Hi Shamara Silvera.
Shamar.
Thanks for stopping in. So guys, as usual, to fill in the blank and the silent moments, let me know where you're watching from. And also I ask you to share the live with a friend, a family member. Let them know that Chef Walker-Barrett is making dinner.
Virgo Babe 24. Hi chef, Ashley from UTech.
Hi Ashley.
I used your curry for recipe today for dinner. It was lovely.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy you enjoyed it.
Rita French, hi Chef Walker-Barrett. I'm just tuning in. I just enjoy learning new ways of preparing food, also learning about food from other cultures.
Thank you, Miss French, for tuning in. So today we're inspired by the Middle Eastern cuisine. You know, a little Middle Eastern and a little Mediterranean too.
Carrie K says snowed in New York.
It's still snowing in New York. Are you snowed in? I know earlier this week, my mom told me it was snowing like rain. So guys, tell me where you're watching from. Tell me. Okay, so here we go with this. And so next time you're in the supermarket, go into the freezer section, look at the many doughs they have available. They have short crust pastry, puff pastry, biscuit dough, and of course this phyllo dough. All right, phyllo dough is also popular in the Mediterranean. Like in Greece, you can find phyllo pastry a lot. So even though it is a Middle Eastern inspired dessert, you can find this dough in Greece if you should go to the Mediterranean, and I'm sure other places too.
Maxine Spite says hi along with J.A.
Hi
Shar.
Maxine.
Impressive 85 says watching from VA.
VA, what's that? Hi, Impressive 85.
Simone Reed Williams, hi chef, watching from St. Anne, learning more
Hey,
about.
Simone. Thank you for joining.
Patricia Brown, we got more snow today.
Oh, really, sis? When I must say cold like, wow.
Carrie K. Yes, earlier this week we got about 19 inches of snow.
Oh, wow.
Today another 12 inches.
You guys just keep warm. It will pass. What do you have? About 2 more months to go in the winter? All right, so we are almost done. And we're putting all of our phyllo pastry in here. So, what I'm going to do, in the meantime, this is our pot with our syrup. I'm going to put it on. So this is what it looks like.
Put it over more, please.
Put it down here.
Over more.
Over
To the camera.
Okay. Here.
No.
This is what it looks like. This is water, white sugar, and honey with some orange peel and orange zest. So I'm just gonna put it on. I'll show you guys what it looks like in a few, while we continue doing our dessert. Now the phyllo dough dries out very quickly, so if you're working with it, it's a good idea. If you're not working as fast as you can, you cover it with a damp towel to prevent it from drying out too much.
Patricia Brown, we stay inside where it's warm.
Okay, sis, I want you guys to keep warm. Almost there, guys. Okay, so now that we're almost finished with our dessert, let me tell you about the other dishes. So I love making doughs. I love making bread. I find it very therapeutic, very easy. So we're making a bread today, flat bread. It's pita bread or pocket bread, if you will. And I'm going to be cooking some in the oven and cooking some on top of the stove. All right, so that you can see how that is done. And then we're going to be making a lovely salad. The market is buzzing with everything fresh. Tomatoes are all over the market, and today we're going to be using a variety of tomatoes. We're going to be using some onions and some capers, which is a little green bud that grows in the Mediterranean. It grows on a shrub, a small plant.
Rich for you says hello.
Who's that?
Rich. Order to cook JA said watching from Mona.
Thank you for watching. So we have Mona in the house.
McPherson's Catering says good evening. I baked stout bun. It was lovely.
Thank you so much. When you bake the recipe, guys, tag us on Instagram so that we can share the joy of cooking. Okay, just, what's this? One odd piece to go. Let's just get it on here. Isn't that lovely? Okay, so now we have all of our dough in. This is what we do. You take a knife to it and you cut it in squares before you bake it, all right? So first I cut it down the middle, and then I cut each half in two again, just because you want to cut it before it bakes so that when it bakes it comes out easy. So you want to cut it all the way through. Taking my big knife to do this job, and the knife has to be sharp. Okay, and then we go again, and basically you're cutting little squares now.
Travis DC, good afternoon, watching from Nashville, USA.
Hi Travis, Nashville is watching. Thank you for stopping in.
Karen, the bun eats up so fast.
The eat of the bun, Karen, before you can share the pic. I know that all too well, but I have learned to make sure to take a picture very early, because once you leave it, it's gone for good. So I'm just pushing the sides down, and then you just want to put some more melted butter. Again, this pastry is made without butter. It's just water and flour, and that is why we add the butter to it before we bake it. Want to get it in there, you want to get some of the fat onto those nuts, and I think that's all there is to that. I'm just going to clean this up. Clean up all of this and put it into our oven. So one last look before.
Evelyn Summers, can I get a square? Good night.
Hey Evelyn, of course, if you can make it here before it's all gone. So we're putting this in at 200 degrees Celsius, and we're gonna let it stay in there for about 20 minutes. And then after 20 minutes, we'll see what it looks like, and then we will continue baking it. Okay, phyllo dough is in. Our syrup is on, so let me just bring the syrup closer. Here we go. So as I was saying before, the syrup is made by combining. You just turn it up so it goes a little faster. In here we have water, sugar. So we have 1 part honey, 1 part water, 1 part sugar. What that means is 1 cup, 1 cup, 1 cup. And then, because I love flavor so much, I add the peel of an orange and the peel of lemon in. Now this is going to add a nice citrus note to the finished syrup. Now in the Middle East, you always see them add some lemon in there because they have lots of lemons too. Not necessarily orange, but I like the vibe that the orange will bring. So the orange is my addition to the syrup. The syrup is poured on the dessert after it is baked. It is used to just soften up everything. And the foam here is from the honey. So you know honey is from bees, so it behaves a little bit different than sugar. So now that it has come to a boil, I'm just going to turn it off before it boils over and let everything steep. So we're going to turn that off, and then in goes some freshly squeezed lemon juice just to make it more lemony and delicious. So I'm adding the juice of the lemon and the juice of the orange. These oranges are very, very sour, so it will add a nice little vibe to it. Here we go. Just straining it right over the pot. And if you have the syrup leave over, just put it in a jar. If you have some leave over, put it in a jar. This syrup is great to pour over like a pound cake, fresh from the oven. You can just pour it on, and that's all there is to that. So I'm going to take this out, take this off the stove, put it to one side, and just let it hang out and steep. Alright, so the stove goes back to the side. Clean up. Please help me to time the stuff, well, the dessert in the oven. Now it's time to show you what our pita bread looks like. So this is our pita bread. I made them up off camera. This is made with 50% whole wheat flour and 50% white flour. So what that means in measurement is 1.5 cup of whole wheat flour, 1.5 cup of white flour, and I use baking flour because it has a higher gluten content. Of course, I went through the fermentation process and let it rise, then punch it down, then divide it into small balls, and then make up and pan it. So this has been proofing, so this is ready for the oven. So I'm going to put one tray in the oven to bake, and I'm going to be doing one tray in my Dutch pot on top of the stove. So I want you guys to come with me to the stove while I show you how to make pita bread on top of the stove. So one is in and one is going to be right here. All right, here we go. So I've been have my pot on. Just want to make sure that it's nice and hot. Okay, to hold the heat. I have just 3 we're going to be making on camera. Again, guys, tell me where you're watching from. And if you're stopping in for the first time, I want to just welcome you. Thank you so much for watching. So we are going to be putting it on our little board here when it's done. And of course, you're going to need a lifter. All right, so I'm just giving our pot just a few more moments, not as hot as I want it to be.
MCB17 says hi.
Hi, NCB. Is it N or MC?
M. Jan 34 Bunny, 345 Bunny says Jamaica.
Thank you for watching. Okay.
Andreen Spence watching from New York.
So it goes into the pot like that. And we're going to let it brown on one side. And fingers crossed, if our pot is hot enough, it should start bubbling in a few seconds. And sometime it even puff all the way up. But I think the fan is blowing the fire, so it's not focusing. Just want to look at it. Okay guys, so be patient. Remember now that cooking is always an act of love. You have to be patient. So after going through and making up this dough, so let me just walk you through this dough. This dough was made with whole wheat flour, 1.5 cup of whole wheat flour, 1.5 cup of white flour. The white flour of choice was baking flour. I used 1.5 cups of water, a teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of oil, olive oil, and what else did I use? A tablespoon of yeast. You see what's happening here? It starts to puff up, so it's soon time for us to turn it. Just gonna give it a little flip over. You can peek on it. And it's not quite ready yet, so we're gonna leave it because a pita bread, you want it to be a little brown on the outside so that you have that nice flavor when you bite into it.
Nigerian Seafood Restaurant says hello.
Hello, who's that?
Shatirian.
Hello, thank you for watching. So we have a salad that we're going to be making, and we're going to be making that salad with tomatoes and lots of good stuff. So while you feast your eyes on this, I'm going to take out my salad ingredients and have them ready. Beautiful. Our pita bread is cooking absolutely lovely. All right, guys, so we can come back over here. So guys, for our condiments tonight, we have a variety of condiments that we're making. They're very, very simple. So we have some pickled red and white onions, and all I did was to slice the onions and then put some salt and some vinegar on it. So that's all it is. This is what it looks like. Just give it a stir around. So it's almost like an escovitch, but with just onions. And this is lovely to have with the beef. We're going to be using the steak and the pita bread to make a sandwich. So that's how we're going to be having it for our dinner tonight. So we just want to put the condiments in here, and everybody will help themselves with this. All right. The next one is cucumber. And for the cucumber, it's gonna be cucumber and some parsley. Let's put some parsley in here and some olive oil. That's all there is. And this cucumber, guys, I sliced it ahead of time, and what I did was to put some salt on it. Cucumber has lots of water in it, so you want to, if you want to get rid of some of the water, you can just add some salt on it and put it in a sieve over a bowl, and you'll be amazed how much water will come out of the cucumber. That is a little trick that will prevent your salad from getting soggy, and it will also crisp up your cucumbers. Okay, so 2 condiments down, 1 to go. So we have a bounty of tomatoes.
We're back.
All right, guys, welcome back. We were having a little Wi-Fi issue a while ago, so welcome back. We are dressing our salad, and this is olive oil and tomatoes and lots of parsley.
Okay, dear. That's all there is to that.
These tomatoes are sweet and juicy. They don't need a lot of stuff. So this is all there is. And then we added some capers. We were having a little technical difficulty, guys, so the video was paused. So welcome back. And during that time, I added the capers. I didn't even get to show you what the capers look like. So this is what the capers look like. They are a little, these are from the Mediterranean. They're a little bud. They grow on a little shrub, a little tree, and they're usually sold in a brine. So they salt them and put them into a brine. So they're always salty. So this is what they look like. Okay. So these are our finished condiments. We're just gonna put them here, and you guys can have a look. All right, while I go and look at the pita bread over here. And checking on our dessert as well. Dessert is baking nicely. And I'm going to show you guys the pita breads in the oven. They're nice and puffy. Once they puff up, they're done. Just cleaning up right here. Ashelia, could you just please put this into the fridge along with this? And for the big reveal of our pita bread, this is what the pita bread looks like. When you bake them in the oven, they're nice and puffy. These need about 5 more minutes, so I'm going to put them back. Just wanted to show you what they look like. Alright guys, so time for the star of the show, the peppered steak. So let's grab us a pot, put our syrup off to the side, and get us a nice big pot. So this is going to be what we're making our steak in. And these are the ingredients for our steak. Bell peppers in the true fashion of peppered steak. And this is what my steak looks like. This is a beef tenderloin. So this could have been with whatever tender cut of beef you like. And if you don't like beef, you could have used pork in this style or lamb, alright, or even shrimp. But we're using beef tonight. This is marinated with some Middle Eastern spices, some za'atar and some sumac. Now there's a little spice store in the marketplace where you can get all of those spices. That's where I get my spice from. And then finally, I have some fermented peppers. So this is peppercorn, ground and mixed with vinegar, mixed into a paste. We're gonna add that, and then of course some oil. Okay, so my oil goes in, and you want it to get nice and hot. So we're just gonna leave it here to get hot, because you don't want the steak to boil when it goes in the pot. You want it to cook really, really, really fast. The method of cooking the peppered steak is basically a saute or a stir fry. Be patient now, guys. So while we wait, welcome again to those who are just joining. Thank you so much for stopping in. And also, guys, don't forget to tell me where you're watching from. So while we wait on our oil to heat up, we have a slotted spoon and we have a little wooden tool to move our, this is what we're going to use to move our steak around, and this is what we're going to use to remove it from our pot. Now guys, I want to take this time to tell you about my YouTube channel. It's called Nextinfood. So if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, we ask you to do so. Go over to YouTube and hit that little subscription button and subscribe and join the community of foodie. We love food, and I love sharing it with you. I love showing you how simple it is to make delicious food at home for your family. Now this week we uploaded a video, well last week we uploaded a video on how to make peppered shrimp. You know that peppered shrimp is a nice little Jamaican street snack. It's very simple to make, and so I showed you how simple that was. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and we have another video to share with you this week. You have to wait and see what it is. I won't tell you. So just go over there, subscribe, like, leave a comment down below. I love to hear from you, and share. Tell somebody about our channel, Nextinfood, and everybody is welcome to join the community of foodies over there at Nextinfood. All right, and so while we're waiting, our Valentine's Day Riverside Dining, the reservation closed for that on the 9th, and then on the 10th, reservation will be open for Streetfoodsaturdays month-end Riverside Dining experience. So look out for that. And for the persons that have already made their reservations for our Valentine's Day picnic, I want to just thank you so much for that. We made a little bit more space yesterday, so we only had 20 spots or so remaining, and now we open it up, so we have a few more. So if you're interested, just go over to our sister page, Nextinfood, on Instagram, and click the link in the bio to submit your reservation for the Valentine's Day River Dining experience. All right, so I think we're good. I'm just missing some garlic. I'm gonna run and get some garlic powder for this as soon as I put this in. So here goes. That's what you want to hear. And I'm doing this in 2 parts. I don't want to crowd the pot. I want to put the steak in. Just kind of spread it out. Make sure it's cooking evenly, just like that. Want to get a nice sear on it. Maybe get this temperature up. All right, so let's see what happens there.
Impressive 85, you have some wonderful children. Happy to see them supporting you week after week.
They have to. I am in charge. Yes, they are absolutely amazing. Take them off from the first time. So there are our pita bread. Nice and puffy and done. Okay guys, so a little bit of garlic powder is going in. And now it's time to give this a stir.
Kediro, I knew you would say that. Bread looking lovely, auntie.
Thank you, Kediro. So guys, I encourage you, you have to start early before they turn teenager. Involve them in the chores and the cooking. So when they become a teenager, it's easier. All right? Don't do all the work yourself. The family that works together have more fun together. So you see this nice little color right here. And I want a nice little brown color on our steak.
Single child chef. Hi, Miss Walker-Barrett, how are you?
Hi, Carl. I'm doing fine. How are you? Alright guys, so this flat top can only facilitate certain type of pots. So I don't have a saute pan in this pot, so I'm doing it in this deep pot. And we're almost there. This is a very tender cut of meat, and this meat was marinated with, as I said before, some Middle Eastern spices, a little za'atar and a little sumac. And a za'atar is a mix of cumin with other spices, while the sumac is almost like something that grows on a tree, like a little flower, and they dry it and use it as a spice. It has a nice little lemon note to it. Okay, so now it's time for us to remove this set and put the other part. So here we go. We're just gonna take this out very carefully. Remove it.
Chef Kyle, I am fine just looking at your more watering food that you're cooking.
Be safe, Kyle. Thank you for stopping in. Oh guys, and I also have a little paprika, a nice little smoky paprika on this beef. So we take the first set out and put it off to the side, and we're gonna add the remainder in. Spread it out so that it can start searing. I'm gonna check on our dessert. Can't forget that we're making dessert. Let me add the garlic powder in. I cut this tenderloin about 1/8 of an inch thick to facilitate even cooking. Now let me tell you a little thing about beef. Beef doesn't like long cooking unless it's a tough cut of meat. Alright, so this is a very tender cut. This is a tenderloin. So there's no need to cook it for long. If you cook it for long, you are going to make it taste chewy, make it taste tough. So don't cook it for too long. This is good for sauteing, stir frying.
Chef Kyle, can I get some?
Sure, Kyle, if you can find your way for it.
Can our Cookie Monster says hi.
Hi, Cookie Monster.
Ping Liquid Red sends a heart eye emoji.
Thank you so much. So guys, we are heading into the home stretch with our dinner. And I want to thank you for stopping in, checking in, and for staying in. Some of you stay on while some persons just check in and out. Alright, so now it's time for us to add back the first set of beef and to add our peppers and our fermented peppercorn. But before I do that, let's get some sear on this piece right here. Now remember that beef can be eaten medium well. Okay, it can be eaten rare as well, but I like a medium well. I think it's quite nice that way.
Not more. Hey chef, we had another snowstorm in New Jersey today.
Oh, I hope you guys are keeping warm.
Impressive 85. Chef, I really like these lives because I'm watching you doing the Super Bowl.
Oh, so we're adding the fermented peppercorn. Just mixing that in, and we're adding the bell peppers.
Debbie, I'll sit back, watching from Brooklyn.
Hi Debbie, thanks for stopping in. So once the pepper is added, you just mix it around. And I want to give it a taste. Try and find a tiny piece. Give a taste. There we go. This is absolutely delicious. A little bit more of that pepper. Mix it in.
Chef Kyle, are you cooking again next week Sunday? If so, can make a reservation next Sunday, me and my aunt.
I cook for my family every Sunday. But guess what? Next week I will not be doing the live because I'll be at Street Food Saturdays location doing cooking for the guests for our river dining. So no live next week, guys. So this is ready. We're gonna take it off. Turn it off. And we plate.
Chef Kyle, okay, no problem.
Jacoby, could you get that phone, please?
Karen Hardy, so what are we waiting for next week?
Next week I'll be at Street Food Saturdays location, guys. The menu is up on Instagram.
Karen Hardy Street Food.
We're not doing street food. We're doing a Valentine's Day river dining experience, we're calling it. Let's get all of that good stuff in here. And so now I want to show you how we are going to be serving up this delicious dinner. Let me grab a plate. Could you unplug this for me, please? And just remove it. So we have our pita bread. Let's just put it over here on our mat. So pita bread is down.
Kadira, the seafood platter is calling my name.
Wonder how it sounds. So that means you're coming to dine, Katie. Oh my word, where are my serving tongs?
In the bucket.
So guys, so this is what the pocket of the bread looks like. So to enjoy it, what we do, take a little condiment. Oh, I don't want to disturb this, so the picture, give us the extra ones that you put in the fridge.
Kadira says, yup.
be my pleasure to serve you my nisi,
Reservation.
but you have to make your reservation.
Louis Armin Jackson Walker. Can I out some of this dinner looking so delicious? I guess it's can I get some of this dinner?
So we put some onions. Yes, my mother. Want to put some onions in and lots of tomatoes in. We have a little sauce that we're going to eat with this, so don't worry. Actually, open the fridge, you see that chimichurri sauce. That little green sauce. See that, guys? You stuff the food. A little green sauce in a brown.
The pesto?
No, not that one. The one that we put in there today. In that sauce bowl. Alright, actually I cannot find the sauce. I'm going to go and find it for myself. See it right here. So, this is how we are going to enjoy our lovely dinner tonight. Okay, guys? So you get the idea. This is how we're serving it. Alright. I hope you can see that. Put a little bit more onion. This one is mine and I love the onions. Just gonna clean that up. And then, so that is that.
Kadiro, it says the dessert.
Oh, Katie.
Louis Armin Jackson Walker. Yummy, 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 yummy.
So time for
Impressive
dessert.
85. Chef, outside of your own cooking, what are your favorite restaurants, if any?
I love fromage. I also love tamarind. I love ethnic food. I love Taros restaurant. I love saffron too. I love the rib cage as well. And of course, I love every single street vendor because I love to go road tripping and just anywhere I see smoke, I'm stopping to buy the food. So yes, I love Chinese food, a good one like Taros and others. I love Indian food. So I love Nirvana too. So there's quite a bit of them that I eat from. All right, so time now to reveal the dessert. Let me just make a little space right here. Sheila, where are the heat stuff? Never mind, one is right here. So time to show the dessert.
130 official says hi.
Hi, 130 official. Voila! Our dessert is flaky
Louis Armin
and
Jackson Walker. Can I have some more? This dinner looking
delicious.
so delicious.
Mommy, if you weren't so far away, you know that your dinner would have been delivered to you. So feast your eyes on the dessert, guys. You see how that pastry bakes up nice and crisp? Huh?
The bristles.
Okay. So I'm just testing it because all of that layer, I want to make sure all the layers are crisp. Getting my knife in there. Oh yeah. So I'm just cutting through again. And then this is what we are going to do with that beautiful syrup that we made. Take the syrup, grab a ladle. And while the dessert is hot, you take that syrup and you ladle it on. Okay, the flavor from the syrup is going to flavor and sweeten up everything. So you just pour it on, don't be shy. And this is what our baklava is. Get it in all the 4 corners of the pan. So I'm adding about, I'll say a good 1.5 cup of the syrup in here. You want to get it all in. This is what makes this dessert lovely. Let me just remove this little lemon peel. So guys, again, as usual, I want to thank you so much for stopping in, staying in, and watching me make food for my family. Today we wanted a little Middle Eastern meets Mediterranean type of food, and this is quite easy to prepare. When you want to change the flavor of food, guys, you have to change the spices that you use and just imply just a little technique. So we have our steak here. So we had some Middle Eastern spice. These spices, big up yourself, Samantha George. I always get my sumac online and my za'atar, and I couldn't find it. And she told me where I could find it in the marketplace. So I am well stocked. I don't have to buy it online once they have it down there. And of course, tomatoes are in abundance in the market. So you can make a simple salad. I added in some capers. You can find capers in your supermarket. General Food have it, is my supermarket. So I'm not afraid to call out their names. Cucumbers in the market, red onions in the market. And of course, a little flour and yeast and water makes our pita bread quite easy. So you don't have to eat starchy rice. You can make a little bread and just change it up a bit. And then for a lovely dessert, this is nuts and dough. And then we added a syrup, and this has butter too. So this is our baklava. I want to take out a piece for you to see what it looks like.
And for Millie, is baklava a Greek dessert?
It is a Mediterranean, it is a Greek dessert, but this dessert started in the Middle East. So yes, it's both Middle Eastern and Greek, even though Greek is in the Mediterranean, but you know how it is.
Call it Alan Walker. Grass with massive in the house. Looking good, sis.
All right, guys. So I thought I cut this thing all the way through.
Serena Wally says hi.
Hi, Serena.
Niece. Morrison says, what kind of syrup is that?
This is a syrup that we made with sugar and honey and citrus. So this is what the finished dessert looks like. So you see the nuts that we put in, and you see the layers and layers and layers of filo pastry. The syrup actually sweeten up the nuts that we put in there and soften up the pastry as well. All right, you still have some crunch on it, but this is absolutely one of my all-time favorite dessert. This is my go-to comfort food. I love it, love it, love it, and it's so easy to bake.
Nutsy Treat, sorry I'm late, but I'm here.
Welcome, Nutsy Treat. We're ending the live shortly. Guys, this dessert is amazing. So, I want to thank you guys for stopping in, staying in. Go over to our YouTube channel, subscribe if you have not yet done so. It is called Nextinfood, and I'll see you not next week, but the other week, God's willing, while I show you how I make food for my family. So you guys take care. Delicious.